Hey, what's happening, guys? What's going on YouTube? You guys have tuned into Rules for Rebels, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Goodwill launching an all-new e-commerce website called GoodwillFinds.com. And the title of today's video is going to be, is this the end of Goodwill flipping and reselling? So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. If you hang out until the end of the video, I will give you guys, if you guys are Goodwill sellers or Goodwill flippers or resellers, I will give you guys 5 alternatives for sourcing products besides Goodwill. So hang out till the end of the video. I thought this story was interesting because I think a lot of people who get into e-commerce, who get into eBay and Amazon selling, who get into buying and private labeling products off, Alibaba. I think a lot of people get their start in the world of online hustling and making money online in e-commerce through going to stores like Goodwill, buying cheap items that they see a higher perceived value in, and then flipping those items on sites like eBay, Amazon, Mercari, Poshmark, etc. Well, I think this could be the death of Goodwill reselling or Goodwill flipping. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Let me know if you think this kind of destroys it, or if you think there will still be opportunities out there. Also, drop a comment. Let me know if you got your start in e-commerce or selling online through flipping or reselling items at Goodwill. And I forget if I already mentioned this or not. I've attempted to make this video like twice already, but if you hang out until the end of the video, I do have 5 suggestions for alternative places for you to source products. Now, one of my cousins, I got her started doing the whole Goodwill flipping thing, reselling thing, maybe like 2 years ago. She's always kind of had an interest in little side hustles and businesses that I've always started. And so she kind of started doing the Goodwill thing on her own. She's kind of expanded out into also doing some drop shipping as well. But she travels around to Goodwills. She seems to really enjoy what she's doing. And it started out as something really small, just making $50 a month. But at this point, she's making anywhere between $1,500 and $2,500 per month. I think she's got a catalog of about 2,000 items in her basement. She bought a bunch of clothing racks and has turned her basement into almost a little clothing shop. She's doing pretty well money-wise. Her full-time job, she's a teacher. She's got 2 kids, but in the summers and in her free time, she's going out to Goodwills, finding items to flip and finding items to resell. Now, I do think the whole kind of Goodwill flipping game has progressively kind of gotten a little bit worse over the years. You have more people into flipping and reselling, which means you have more competition out there looking for good items. Also, in the past few years, you have seen a lot of Goodwill stores start to sell things online on sites like eBay and Amazon. And a lot of Goodwill stores now have kind of like premium areas where they'll lock nicer items up in cabinets. And so, if you were flipping 10 years ago, there were a lot of brand names, a lot of, more expensive video games and electronics. Goodwill didn't really seem to have any idea that there was more value in these items if you sold them online, and there was a ton of opportunity out there. Well, over the years, more Goodwill stores have started selling online themselves. There wasn't necessarily a unified effort. It was like individual stores might sell on eBay or Amazon or Poshmark, but some stores wouldn't do this at all. We have started to see Goodwill stores realize that certain items, may have a little bit more value. Brand names may have a little bit more value, and it's gotten tougher to find items to resell or to find good items. But with Goodwill dropping their own GoodwillFinds.com website, I imagine a lot of the brand name clothing, a lot of the collectible items, a lot of the video games, a lot of the electronics, these things will wind up making their way onto GoodwillFinds.com and selling for closer to retail prices, as opposed to you just being able to go in and scoop up deals. Positives about this. So the pros of this, one kind of cool thing, I don't necessarily know all about Goodwill and what their mission is, but my understanding is they take homeless people, people with maybe mental or physical handicaps, people who are coming out of jail, and they kind of give them a job and give them an opportunity to kind of develop some skills, get a job history, and improve their lives. And previously, I think most of the skills these people would have gotten were kind of retail skills, wash these clothes, clean up this item, put it on a hanger, work the cash register. I don't know if GoodwillFinds.com is going to be hiring digital marketing professionals and e-commerce professionals, or if they're going to allow people who work for their organization to kind of climb up within the organization. But I think potentially this could, this could be used to bring some people into digital marketing and e-commerce and kind of the technology space and learn some skills that are more profitable and are going to give them opportunities to develop good careers. The downside of this, it may be a little bit harder for flippers to make money. We got kind of a brief article here from USA Today. I know the article that I saw mentioned a lot in regards to this story was a Forbes article, but it's pay gated, so I'll try to remember to link to this article down below. We'll give it a quick read, and then again, if you guys hang out, I got 5 alternative places for you to source products from if you are a Goodwill flipper and are worried about this cutting into your business. So this story is titled, "Get Ready Thrifters, Goodwill Launches GoodwillFinds.com, so you can now shop from home." This article is from October 5th, so I believe this site has launched in about the last week. Get ready, thrift shoppers. Goodwill launched an online shopping site this week, so you can now shop from home. The nonprofit organization on Tuesday floated Goodwill Finds, a new e-commerce version of the more than century-old chain-making donated items available for purchase online. The store offers everything from used clothes to home goods to holiday decorations and costumes just in time for Halloween. Other items in its more than 100,000 current inventory online Wednesday included books, luxury brand named items from Lululemon, Burberry, and Prada. Formed 120 years ago, Goodwill operates about 3,300 stores in the U.S. and Canada. The secondhand marketplace funds community-based programs across the nation, and according to its website, supports Goodwill's mission to provide professional training, job placement, youth mentorship, and more to local communities. Goodwill has built a legacy strengthening communities through the power of work, Steve Preston, CEO of Goodwill Industries International, said in a statement released to USA Today on Wednesday. Goodwill Finds furthers that mission through a modern online shopping experience backed by a century-old philosophy to harness resale with a purpose, Preston said. The new effort is led by former ModCloth CEO Matthew Canis, who previously held roles at Walmart, Urban Outfitters, and Afterpay, according to Goodwill Finds' release. In his new role, Canis leads a newly formed, fully remote technology and digital commerce organization, he said. Goodwill Finds' goal is to have 1 million items listed on its site, which features search tools that lets shoppers browse by category. Eventually, the company said Goodwill Finds will be personalized based on a customer's past purchase history. I'm guessing they're going to be using, there's a technology service called High Conversion that I believe they tout that they actually use Amazon's kind of AI and suggestive product tools. Before Goodwill Finds launch, some of its stores would work with third-party vendors to sell select items on eBay or Amazon. Unlike rivals like ThredUp and Poshmark, customers cannot use Goodwill Finds to make donations and will still have to visit one of the organization's stores to drop them off. But Canis said that as the business expands, Goodwill will eventually offer that service. The move comes as the secondhand clothing business is expected to grow 16 times faster than the broader retail clothing sector by 2026, according to a report by research firm Global Data for ThredUp. It's also happening at a time when surging inflation is pushing shoppers to be thriftier. I was just saying that, right? Inflation has been continuing to get worse. Doesn't look like it's getting any better. According to Jay Powell, inflation's not going to let up until 2025. And even at that point, we're not going to return to previous prices. Kind of the best that we can probably hope for is kind of a plateauing of new prices. But it's not like companies are going to be like, oh, no, we're going to bring back the 2018 prices. So this is all good for, used items and thrifting. Just in time for fall Halloween costumes on Goodwill Finds. The store launch comes on the heels of fall, so shoppers searching for autumn-themed items are in luck, considering a DIY outfit, some spooky holiday decor, or a warm sweater. Halloween-related items currently listed on the site include a Star Wars Han Solo kids costume, Halloween-themed jewelry, and an orange glass ornamental pumpkin. According to the website, if you order spooky finds by October 20th, you will get them just in time for Halloween. Proceeds from the online store will go back to the region where the item was sourced per Goodwill Finds release. Every time you shop Goodwill Finds, you help save the planet, save money, and provide jobs and training to the disadvantaged, the company's new website reads. The new website does not take Apple Pay, but accepts PayPal and all major credit cards, including MasterCard, Visa, Discover, and Amex. As of Wednesday, donations were not eligible for GoodwillFinds.com shopping credit. Anyone interested in donating items to their local Goodwill can visit the store for information on how to receive a tax credit for their donation. So I think that's kind of everything you need to know about Goodwill Finds. We are towards the end of the video, so I am going to give you guys 5 places that you can potentially source, used or cheaper items. Number 1, garage sales. Number 2, estate sales. Number 3, I'm hoping I remember all these because I'm not going off notes. Number 1, garage sales. Number 2, estate sales. Number 3, storage auctions. I actually kind of got my start with storage auctions. Storage auctions kind of got out of hand and kind of crazy back when the Storage Wars television show came out and everybody was rushing out to them. But I think those have kind of died down at this point. So let's see, garage sales, estate sales, storage auctions. Number 4 was flea markets. And last but not least, number 5 is, I don't even really know what to call these in terms of a category, but there's a place in the Chicago suburbs called Slybuy. If you Google Slybuy, you can find it. I want to say it's slybuy.com. What they do, they get a lot of like store returns, broken items. Maybe somebody buys a table from Home Depot or IKEA. It's missing one screw. They bring it back. Something like that would be sold. And if you can go to the hardware store and get a screw, you can put this table back together and you got another cheap item. I think they also do some like Amazon returns and things like that. I know a buddy of mine was just out in Ohio visiting a friend, and while he was out there, he found some shop that basically collects all the Amazon returns and then sells the things at a discount. Obviously there's all types of services out there that sell pallets of returns, but that would be my fifth suggestion. If you're in the Chicagoland area, you can visit Slybuy out in Shorewood. Even if you're not, in the area or within driving distance, you can buy things from Slybuy's website and have them shipped to you, but obviously that's going to add in a shipping cost, and then you're also going to have to ship that item to the end user as well. So you'd have to focus on smaller, lighter, easier to ship items. But those are 5 alternatives for some other places you could find some store returns, used items, cheap items to flip and resell on eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, Mercari, whatever else. But I think we're going to wrap up the video here. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts, comments, opinions on this story or your experience as thrifters. What do you think this is going to do to Goodwill thrifting or reselling? That's all I got for you guys. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, click that subscribe button down below and ring the bell. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.